Before I even started this video, I was balancing tears. I had to call my mom myself as a 30-year-old plus adult to just balance myself out and ask her how does she cope with the anxiety of having to leave your baby alone. Well, hello and good afternoon, good morning, good evening. I hope you're doing well, all of you, my followers. And I reckon I already told you that this year we're going to do a lot of work about child health and maternal health. That basically means, is your baby doing fine? And are you doing okay? Or is your wife or your sister or your mom doing fine? This is all intertwined into trying to do better for the woman. And as we celebrated International Women's Day it's yesterday. Happy International Women's Day to all of you, my followers who are females, and you can send this to your female friend or lover or wife or mom or sister to just celebrate them on how they are such good people in this planet and how they're helping everything go well. This is going to be a raw and uncut and filtered video about the anxiety of going back to work after your maternity leave. So if you've not yet subscribed and liked or commented on this video even before it starts, I would beg you to do that, please. This is going to be a very emotional video, and we're going to try our best to make sure that it's as entertaining as well, because you know, here at Dr. Saru Pendo TV, we try to educate as much as we're trying to entertain ourselves, and just not put standards on each other's life and how things should be done. I know for most people who have not introduced my baby to, which is all of you aunties and uncles of online family, I just had a baby the other day, and this means I've been on maternity leave. That's why I've been trying to be consistent with this YouTube posting, and even if you look at my Instagram and my Facebook, I've been trying to be consistent because I'm at work, my actual primary job, and I've been at home doing the ultimate job, which is parenting. I love being a mom, despite being a pediatrician in training. Motherhood is like the best job, and motherhood for me is special in this way because of all the mothers that have had to nurture me. That includes my mom, my grandma, my aunts. They've really showed a different aspect into what motherhood should be and how it should be like. According to me, I feel like my mom, when she was being a mom, when she was having us as little kids, totally forgot about herself and immersed herself totally into motherhood. And I thought that is what motherhood is supposed to be. With my aunties, I saw a strike of balance between being a career person, being a mother, and being a friend, and ultimately just managing to be up to speed with motherhood. My grandmother is the actual real OG. Here she is with me. Yes, she's the actual real OG. She's the most amazing mother I've ever seen. I know if my aunties and uncles and my mom sees this video, they might be thinking on the contrary of the same. But why would I say that? I think my grandmother is like the ultimate mother in the whole world. Did you know she actually had to get internet in her home so that she can be watching my YouTube videos? So who are you watching YouTube videos without subscribing to my channel? Anyways, on today's video, we're going to discuss about the anxiety that is associated with going back to work after maternity leave, and how can you get around that and so that you can be able to be a mom and be a career woman and be a wife at the same time and make it coexist in harmony. I've had so many complaints and discussions and thoughts about this whole topic in whatsoever capacity. Am I a therapist or a psychologist or psychiatrist? So I might not really fully understand the intricacies that comes with this, and especially the whole emotional burden. But I think I can be able to reconcile all this as a pediatrician in training and also as a mom myself, second time around. Yeah. So personally, if I'm to speak about my experience, as you know, in this channel we're normally candid, open, and we're trying to be vulnerable so we can be able to help the next mom to navigate these things in this life. The anxiety is real. It's actually real, because you're wondering, is there anyone else who can be able to take care of your child the same way you've been able to take care of yours? Is there somebody who can be able to understand the cues of your baby? For me, the second time around, I think I get it now. I understand when my child is crying. I know if it's because of hunger, is it because of a diaper change, is it because of they're feeling hot, is it because it's something that they're just being fussy, is it their stomach? And of course, now with my knowledge as a pediatrician in training, is I know it could be one or two things that could be probably harassing them or making them fussy as they are. However, not all of us are second-time moms, fourth-time moms, or even fifth times mom or 10 times. Some of us are first-time moms, and the anxiety is real. You're wondering, I'm going to be going to work today or maybe next week. As you know, our gems are always dropping on Sunday, so it could be you're going to work tomorrow and this just found you and you're scared. First of all, I'd like for us to all take a deep breath together. It's going to be fine. I don't know how fine it's going to be, but I can assure you it's going to be fine. And you're going back to work. You should not let the mom guilt allow you not to be able to do the full potential of your abilities, because you think, now I have a baby and this baby depends on me entirely, and I have to be here taking care of this child alone. No. So, as usual, if you've been interacting with me on my page at Dr. Saru Pendo on Facebook, I normally have this Waswahili wanasema mijadala ya kizushi. Nimekuwa nikisema, kwa mfano, nyanyangu alikuwa amesema juzi when I was visiting her. She said, only women who have like tiny little boobs do have lots of milk as opposed to people with big breasts. I was telling her, I was actually breastfeeding my child as she was telling me this. I just pulled up my boob and it was like sprinkling all over, and I asked her, I'm big breasted and here I'm having like plenty of milk, so what do you say about this? She's like, I think maybe you have lots of milk because of me. That's what she said. And as she watches this video, shout out to you, Saru Senior. You're amazing. You're truly amazing, and I do love you lots and lots. This whole video could be as well as dedicated to you anyways. And this made me think about the anxiety that mothers do have when they're going back to work, and how can we assist. So I asked her from her point of view, wanting to know what is it called, the wisdom from way back when, and how can we deal with this. So now, having asked my grandma and having asked my mom and my aunties, and even now that I'm a second time mom, asking myself, like, Saru, what will abate the anxiety that you currently have as you're going back to work tomorrow? And this is what I found out. 1, a good support system. Not necessarily your husband, wife, or any spouse, or even siblings that can come around and assist, or relatives. If you do get a good help, a nanny who can be able to assist you with the house chores and taking care of the baby while you're at work, that is the number one thing that most women voted for as being the thing that ultimately helps or assists with you having to lessen the anxiety of you going back to work. The other thing that assists with going back to work, or rather, these are some of the tips that can help you while you're transiting from maternity leave or having a newborn, going back to work. And work doesn't necessarily mean you're employed. You could be self-employed. If you're self-employed, kudos to you. I hope you can be able to work remotely, that you can be able to work at home while you're nursing a baby and you're still doing your business. But if that's not the case, get a good help. You could either get a nanny that can be recommended to you by your relatives or friends, or you can get a good agency or a bureau that has recruited nannies and they do training on them. Number 2, make sure you've had a nice enough storage. You've been breast expressing, you have a lot of breast milk, you've been pumping, you've been expressing milk, you've had enough storage. Even if you have like a month time, because I understand, I was told there's some people who in their careers or in their field, they're only given like 4 weeks or 6 weeks at most for their maternity leave, which talking about policy, I feel like every other woman in any other capacity, either this person is a home manager or is a bank manager or is even the president, they'll be able to be given like roughly the same amount of time all across the board for every woman to be having this particular amount of time to be able to nurse their baby and take care of them themselves. Shout out to actual Tanzania. I think I heard about them doing what's called, they have this they made a legislation where mothers who give birth to, in conjunction with the Doris Foundation, mothers who have premature births or premature babies can be added upon so that you can have a corrected gestational age and then plus your 90 days of maternity leave, so that you can be able to take care of your child appropriately as it should be. However, we already talked about a good help or a good nanny or good support. In addition to the same, you could have breast milk. If you have enough pumped or enough expressed milk that is already stored, you're not worried that your child is going to be crying a lot, because you have the support, and now you know you're going to have the milk that is going to establish the help who is taking care of you, instead of having to have complementary feeds or formula feeds. You're going to have milk that is going to sustain your child as you're working. That is number 2. Number 3, get a good support, not in only taking care of the baby, but your mental support and your physical well-being. A therapist, or perhaps even a mom who's been through the same, who can walk you through the journey. But I would recommend a therapist who can be able to walk you and talk you through what to expect as part of the anxiety of leaving your child alone in the house while you go back to work. That is the most important thing, the third most important thing you need to be able to check yourself on. Because ultimately, you have somebody who's good in taking care of your child, but you don't have the milk in the house, and you're constantly thinking if your baby's poop is changing, you're thinking could be the formula feed because you've been breastfeeding them all through, and you're wondering what is happening. And there are other things, other fears that you cannot be able to air out to any other person, but your therapist will be better placed to be able to tell you if this is right or this is wrong. Now, the fourth most important thing, according to me, I think that is important is if you don't get a nanny from a bureau or a reputable company that is a recruitment agency getting you nannies, and you know that your nanny was not well equipped in first aid or even how to take care of a baby, then it is important that you can be able to, even if they were through an agency and you know they have the certification for that, just for your own peace of mind, you can have a doctor or a nurse, or there are some companies that do what is it called? They teach nannies and they teach home managers on first aid. In case of choking, what should they do? In case a baby has done this, what should they do? And if you are aware, in case a baby has a fever, what is the first thing they should do? When they're calling you at work, they've already told you, nimempima mtoto temperature, the temperature is 38, I've already undressed them. They know what the next step to do, because these are things that you should be able to be fully, your person who's taking care of the child should be fully aware, so that you can be at ease, knowing if you're working or you're at your business, this person is going to call you back and tell you, baby has had a fever, or baby has vomited once, I have done this, and this far we are here, I've called you to inform you of what is happening. So get a company that can do first aid training for your nanny, even if they already do have a certification for the same, so that you can be able to be at ease, knowing that your child is going to be taken care of appropriately in case anything does happen, because I know that is some of the things that give anxiety to moms. And the fifth thing, which is the most amazing, the biggest thing of all of these things that I've talked about in the previous previously as we were having this conversation, get yourself grounded with whatever spirituality you believe in. For Christianity, if you do believe in God, for Muslims, if you do believe in Allah, and whatever deity that you do believe in, keep yourself grounded and make sure that all your thoughts and prayers and your ambitions are grounded, knowing that the ultimate person or deity or thing that can actually take care of your child is the one supreme being, and that everything is going to be as aligned as you probably would have thought of it, and you bring about what you think about, and now you've left it all in God's plans, and you know that everything is going to be fine. I hope this brings some hope and joy into mothers who are going to work tomorrow, like myself, from maternity leave, and it's going to make it easier for all of us. It's hard to have to leave somebody you've been carrying around for 8, 9, 10 months. You've nursed them for the last 3 months alone, or maybe 2 months, or even a month if you had to take your maternity leave a bit earlier. And now you have to let them go and just see how you can manage and maneuver other things. I pray for grace for all of us, and the ability to be able to concentrate on doing what we really love doing, as well as being in the whole ship of motherhood, because there's nothing like what is it called? There's nothing like a manual on how a good mother should be, or even how a perfect mother should be, or even if a substandard mother should be. We just find ourselves doing the things we do based on what we've had and what we are trying to learn. And I hope this video is enough to help us learn on how to cope with anxiety when going back to work. If you want more on these talks, please do comment down below. And don't forget to follow me at Facebook and Instagram at Dr. Saru Pendo. And here on YouTube at Dr. Saru Pendo TV, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share with other mothers who are going to be struggling at this point, because I know it's a struggle. Before I even started this video, I was balanced in tears. I had to call my mom myself as a 30-year-old plus adult to just balance myself out and ask her how does she cope with the anxiety of having to leave your baby alone. Make sure the baby is well fed. You have put enough clothes for them, for the person who's taking care of them in case there's a mess that happens. The person is savvy on at least emergencies concerning a newborn or an infant. Ensure that you've prayed. Always stay prayed up and stay tuned on this channel. Until next time, love and love is Dr. Saru.